Community economics, the next evolution of games.
These are gamers. They love to game. There are 2.5 billion of them. That's about 1/3 of the entire planet. Who makes all these games? Developers. Developers love to make games. Developers and gamers meet at, well, games. These games generate $160 billion every year. That's bigger than the global film and music industries combined. But there is a problem. In a critical way, the worlds of gamers and developers are not aligned. Gamers spend hours of time and lots of money on purchases in their games. But in the end, the gamers own nothing. But it's not just that the players own nothing. Developers can only sell the goods the players don't own, and as such are limited in the size of the economies they can build. This misalignment continues to widen and is becoming unsustainable. This is a classic design problem. You can think about this like in feudal times. Because the lords owned everything, there was little economic growth. But as individuals gained the right to own property, more economic opportunity arose, and economies boomed, making people richer, healthier, happier, and more in control of their own lives. That same seismic shift is about to happen in the world of games. We call this new system community economics, and it introduces massive economic opportunities for everyone. It's real economics taking place inside the game. And in this world, players have real property rights. Their purchases in games aren't simply expenses, they become assets with real value that the player owns. Players can express free economic will within the game. They can own assets and buy, sell, and trade goods and services for real money they can keep or reinvest in the game. This means players can find whole new ways to earn income and participate in the economies of their favorite games, which creates rich marketplaces and incentive systems within the games. But here's the other thing. When developers also embrace community economics, they too become stakeholders in vastly larger game economies. Because once developers design their games around the player's free economic will, everything changes for the developer too. It stops being about extraction and becomes about participation. As players enjoy their newfound right to economic ownership, they engage more. They spend more, play more, trade more. This attracts more players to do the same, which in turn creates more ways for the developer to participate. Beyond extracting fees or peddling sales, developers engage the same way players do. The game store becomes a game economy with a growing community of participants whose economics are aligned. This is the design solution. Games intentionally designed to give players property rights and economic opportunities which align players and developers in creating thriving economies. This evolution is inevitable. Developers who embrace it will flourish by design. The more they empower their players to create true thriving economies, the more the developers themselves will benefit. So why hasn't this happened already? Because there wasn't an easy, safe, and secure way for developers to guarantee true property rights to players over digital property. Here's why. Digital goods need to live in a database, and if a game developer solely controls that database, then they can do with it whatever they want, and that means players don't truly have any rights over their goods. At the same time, there is no safe and secure way for developers to open their database so that players can verify and control their digital goods. But now, there is a solution. This new class of games, deliberately designed for community economics, requires a universal solution that is open, safe, and transparent. And today we have it. New technologies called blockchains and smart contracts provide safe, secure databases that anyone in the world can access. These new technologies enable developers to give players guaranteed property rights. Community economics enabled by blockchain create more equity for players, more opportunities for everyone, and greater distribution of ownership, which history proves raises the tide of economic benefit for everyone. Let's together watch this unfold to create bigger, better, more sustainable ecosystems for both players and developers. That's why community economics is the future of games.